So we meet again. The subscriber and the channel master. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So I remember walking out of Avengers Infinity War and being like, that was a good movie, and there's actual stakes in the Marvel Universe now. What are they going to do in the next one? But now, after I've seen Avengers Endgame, I can say that it's as good as Infinity War, if not better. But I was watching Infinity War a few days ago, and I noticed it wasn't as good as I remembered it was. It was kind of slow in the beginning, and I think everybody just remembers the snap at the end. But that doesn't represent the whole movie's quality. So this section of the review is going to be non-spoiler. So until I say that it's going to be spoilery, you can keep watching if you haven't seen the movie. The first Marvel movie I ever saw was The Avengers, and watching Endgame and like all the callbacks to the other movies was just rewarding as someone who has watched like a lot of Marvel movies. But that's not really a spoiler, so don't get worried. There's not really much I can talk about the movie without spoiling it. So right now I'm just gonna give it a rating, which probably gonna be 8.5 out of 10. It was good, but it wasn't the best Marvel movie I've ever seen. But it did like wrap up the whole it did really wrap up all the movies that had come up before it and had it was like a satisfying conclusion to the movies. So 8.5 out of 10. Maybe I'd give it a 9 out of 10 actually, because I don't think any Marvel movie's ever been a 10 out of 10, just because it has like a layer of safeness to it, I guess. And they can't really experiment too much because, Disney won't let them. So that's kind of holds them back, but it was really good. Okay, spoiler alert. Iron Man dies. Iron Man dies. Iron Man dies. And I got spoiled at that at school, so thanks a lot. And Captain America gets old and goes back in time. It's just kind of weird. So I'm going to talk about the good things about the movie and the bad things about the movie, which there's a lot of good and there's a little bit of bad in the movie too. So okay, the best thing about the movie in my opinion was Captain America. And I've been on record saying I don't like Captain America. In other movies, I think he was like pretentious and like just not a good character. But in this movie, he was amazing. He stole the show, especially at the ending, where like they're dancing. That was really touching, but it didn't really make sense either. But I'll get into that later. Another good thing about him was like just how I felt like he was more like, he didn't really feel like a man at a time anymore. He like was normal, and he felt like as part of the time, because you know how he's from World War II, but I think he finally felt like he's in the same time as everybody else and not just an old man with a bunch of young people. But yeah, let's see, he was really good when he said Avengers Assemble. That's pretty cool. That end fight is really good, but I'll also get into that more. And when he picked up Thor's hammer, that was amazing. Okay, another good thing about the movie was Iron Man and like how he started the Marvel movies by saying I am Iron Man, and then he closed them by saying Iron Man when he snapped his fingers. Like, of course, that was one of the highlights of the movie. And he was just good throughout the whole movie. I like how he had a daughter. That was cool. And like he had a normal life until the Avengers came and basically made him join, which if I were him, I would probably just stay at home with his daughter and Pepper, but it's a movie. His death, oh my god, that was so sad. But then again, I knew it was coming because the man's 54 years old and he can't play superhero for his whole life. Yeah, well, I don't know what he's gonna do after the Marvel Universe. Maybe he'll make movies and they won't do well, and he'll come back to the Marvel Universe and be like, I need a job, I'm losing money. So my idea is that maybe he'll become like a suit AI, and maybe someone else will become like Iron Man. I don't know. He'll be like Jarvis in this suit. But that might not happen. I have no idea. But Iron Man was like probably the second best character in the movie. Alright, the last best thing we're gonna talk about was Black Widow. And like in the other movies, Black Widow hasn't really done much. I remember like on Friday I was making jokes about like you're as useless as Black Widow fighting Thanos. But the funny thing was she never even got to fight Thanos. She just sacrificed herself, which was like good for the character, I guess. She finally got to do something. She wasn't much help in the Avengers when they were fighting an alien army, and they weren't. And she wasn't really much help against Ultron and like his robot army. So I guess she finally got to do something, which was good. And she felt like as much as how do I put it? She felt like as much on the Avengers as like Thor or Iron Man when in other movies she felt forced on there. And in Infinity War, she didn't really do much. Yeah, well, she finally got to do stuff in here because she died. And she sacrificed herself, which was a lot of people say how good that scene was, but it was like it's kind of stupid how they were just like how they were like shooting like grappling hooks at each other and like exploding arrows and trying to get them to, like not fall off the cliff. And then Red Skull is just over there like, what are you guys doing? But it was kind of dumb, but like it was good. But she had a lot of good lines, and she was one of the highlights of the movie. Okay, now the bad stuff. Thanos was not good in this movie, and I say that because first of all, he was in some of the movie, which when he died, like straight off the bat, I was like, okay, what are they gonna do here? And then they started doing the time travel thing. I'm like, okay, but when they just came when they had like his younger self, it felt like he was not as good as like the older Thanos, because I feel like the younger Thanos was just like every other line he was just saying something like cool that people are gonna use for like quotes, like in Infinity War when he says like destiny has arrived, or should I say I have, or when he says like, or I don't know. I think there's gonna be a lot of memes for this movie, like how how they had like the one where it's like, let me guess, you're home, and he says it was, and it was beautiful. But that's getting off track. I just didn't think Thanos was very good in this movie. He was totally underutilized. And when he died at the end, or at the beginning, I mean, in the first 10 minutes, I was like, okay, that's a bold choice. Can you actually stick the landing? And they did not stick the landing. They really needed Thanos as like a villain in this movie. Because I felt like killing Thanos in the beginning made the middle lose some focus when they're just like going to Professor Hulk and Iron Man. I was like, oh god, please hurry it up and do the time travel thing. Anyway, yeah, but Thanos wasn't too good in this movie. Okay, the next thing that I did not think was too good about the movie was the time travel. Whenever a movie does time travel, they always run the risk of making it not make sense and having a lot of plot holes. And this movie, as much as I hate to say it, did not do time travel well. So, like, at the beginning, they were talking about, like, paradoxes, which I hate thinking about. Like, I literally hate thinking about time paradoxes. But, they said, like, as long as you don't talk to your as long as you don't talk to your younger self, or, like, take the Infinity Stones, or not return the Infinity Stones, like, you'll be fine. But, like, it just didn't really make sense to me. Like, Howard Stark talking to Howard Potts, who dies. I'm kidding. Tony Stark. I don't know. Oh my god, it just hurts my brain. And then when like now the biggest thing about the movie that I don't get was Captain America coming back to live with his girlfriend, and like I don't know what time, but wouldn't Captain America still be in the ice when there be two Captain Americas? It just, I don't know, it hurts my brain to think about. And it's just a lot of people are gonna think about these plot holes, and there's a lot of them. And oh my god, when there were two Nebulas, and then like the older Nebula shot the younger Nebula, Like, wouldn't that kill her? Oh my goodness. They did not do a good job of explaining the movie. Very confusing. And then when, I don't know, Bruce Banner and like the ancient one talking, I'm like, what? And how does she already know about Doctor Strange? I don't know. I just don't want to think about it. I'm just gonna get that whole part out of my brain next time I watch the movie, or like skip it and go right. Okay, last thing I did not think they did good in the movie was setting up the future movies. Okay, there's only, oh my goodness, this was the worst thing about the movie. They ended it with like Steve and Peggy dancing. I was like, okay, nice ending, but aren't there going to be more movies that come out? Because the new Spider-Man movie's coming out. They say the Black Widow movie's coming out. Okay, that's probably going to be a prequel. Black Panther 2, obviously. Doctor Strange 2. And then they're making like this movie about these superheroes called the Eternals, which are like gods. But that doesn't seem like a good movie to me. I don't know. They really didn't set up any other superheroes, which, if in my opinion, what they should have done is at least hint at the X-Men or at the Fantastic Four. I probably sound like a nerd in this review, which I am, but come on. They just did not do a good job of, they did a good job of wrapping it up, but I feel like the ending should have also kept the door open for, like, I know that Thor's gonna join the Guardians of the Galaxy, but, like, where's the Marvel Universe gonna go after this? Which, if I were them, I would do Galactus, and, like, in 10 years, have, like, a big old superhero movie with, like, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and the Avengers all teaming up to fight Galactus, which, look him up if you don't know who he is, or, like, Apocalypse? I don't know. I'm not Kevin Feige. I don't know what to do. But it felt like they closed more doors than they opened in this one. Okay, thanks for watching my video about Avengers Endgame. I know it was long and rambling, but, you know, I thought I'd make a review for it, because I made a review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was one of my first videos, and it's still on the channel if you want to go check it out. It's pretty cringy, and I'll bet so is this one, but, you know. So, yeah, I guess the Marvel Universe is closed now, so I don't know if they're going to make any more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Episodes, which I don't watch anymore, but maybe I'll go check it out. Anyway, like and subscribe, share the video, comment, maybe I'll give you a shout out on my next live stream or video, turn on post notifications, all that, and thanks for watching.